evening, everybody. You're in this swamp now.
9-mile swamp. Hi, Mom.
Anywhere with you by my side, halfway through love's day, we pause, watching as the time passes by. Love's enough as the waters rise on the sand, on the shrinking shore. We walk side by side with hand held in hand. Love's enough to help us wend our way. Only love's enough for us. Love's enough to help us wend our way, and it's in our love we trust. Too short, we will never sing all our song. It's there among the leaves that change, sighing as the wind moves them on. Love's enough to help us wend our way. Only love's enough for us. Love's enough to help us wend our way, and it's in our love we trust. Love's enough, lasting through the hours of our day, hours that pass us by. These dreams, lovely as they fall, soft away.
Lovely.
Thank you, dear. That was an anniversary song. Before I start this, I want to tell you something about it. This is a song called Fair Before the Mountainside. The lyrics were written by William Morris, and the melody was written by a very dear friend of mine named Stephen J. Altman. And it's it's from a book called The Roots of the Mountain, which is sort of a proto-fantasy before William Morris invented the fantasy novel with Wood Beyond the World and Well at the World's End. He wrote novels about Goths, and Goths repelling the Roman Empire or repelling barbarians. And so that sort of, after the Roman Empire, Gothic period, moving into the Middle Ages and the Renaissance, became the basis for fantasy stories ever after, and thus the heroic fantasy novel was invented. This is sort of a conversation, this song, between a group of women and a group of men. And the men are about to go to war, and the women ask them where they're going. And the men say things like, oh, we're just going hunting, and we're just going out to bring the sheep and that sort of thing. And of course the women know where they're going because they're wearing armor and so forth. And so it's sort of like a ritualistic thing that they do. At the end of the song, as the men are coming back from the wars, the women go out to meet them, and the women are wearing armor. And they have sort of a fake battle, and the men win the women, and then it ends in marriages in a sort of ritualistic way. So it's a beautiful little thing, and it's also very theatrical. So Cheryl will be the women, and I will be the men.
That makes sense. Would you reach over and turn on your light?
Ah, I guess I would. So I can see. Yeah, that would be good.
There
Here we
you
go.
Now is the rain upon the day, and every water's wide. Why busk ye then to wear the way, and whither will ye ride?
Our Connie run the island still, the eddies lap them round. All dikes the wind-worn waters fill, and waiteth grass and ground.
Oh, ride ye to the river's brim, in war we'd fare to see, or winter waters will ye swim, in hauberks to the knee.
Wild is the day and filled with rain, our sheep are warded ill. The wood wolves gather for the plain, their ravening maws to fill.
Nay, what is this, and what have ye? A hunter's band to bear, the banner of our battle glee, the skulking wolves to scare.
Oh, women, when we wend our ways to deal with death and dread, the banner of our fathers' days must flap the wind o'erhead. one, the seed is sown. Here toileth many a maid, and ere the hay knee-deep hath grown, your grooms the grass shall wade. Then fair befall the mountainside, whereon the place shall be, and fair befall the summertide, that whoso lives shall see. This next piece is called Follies Hymn, and I wrote this some years ago after reading Thomas Hardy's novel Jude the Obscure.
Hey, and thanks for joining us. And if you are indeed here with us and like to drop us a line, we love to read your comments later and respond. Thank you.
I kneel unto the distant spires, and windows cold as ice. I'll bend my thoughts to Christminster until the day I die. The laurel crown of Christminster, the city's holy light, the glory ground beneath the moon of my eternal night. The sun slips past the darkling heath. My path seems dim by night. Then up the moon and tips the glow through rills of elfin light, and lights the lights of Christminster, the city's holy light, the glory ground beneath the moon of my eternal night. Follies Hymn, yeah. major. What do you think? This next song is called "I Hear My Name," and it's kind of a genre bender for me, and I kind of like to do that. I'm sort of anti-genre, I guess. Like I said, I think genres are something I think that are largely made up by people who market music, much more so I think than people who play music. Or you know, for the most part, I think most of the best musicians I know play in a few genres, just because they love music, right? Kind of makes sense if you think about it. This is called "I Hear My Name." I hear my name come whispering through the trees. The night shines cold, I just can't sleep. The sky is clear, no clouds obscure the view. So strange to think I can't see you. The moon is shining brightly, the moon against the night, shining bright. It's shining on me and moves across the skyway. Please me wonder why I spend my time so cold and lonely. My baby used to stay home every night. She'd keep me warm, treat me right. We'd talk about tomorrows with a grin. If luck ran out, love would win. Now I understand in the beginning and the end of a change. There's nothing lasting. Memories to be learned, caged letters to be burned or rearranged in seasons passing. Their leaves to let them go. When love is dead, they cannot grow. The sweet evergreen that grows the whole year long. I'll track you down, you can't be wrong. But the night is deep and cold, and I hope I can hold to this dream. It keeps me going. Whispering through the trees, the night shines cold, I just can't sleep. The sky is clear, no clouds obscure the view. So strange to think I can't see you. Now I think I see that it wasn't meant to be. It's okay, I just can't change it. If the love should land for an hour in my hand, I'm afraid, could I cage you? That was, yeah. That was good. Good harmonica solo.
Thank you.
I was gonna last verse. I was gonna play a little lick, and I decided not to. Funny. That's funny. That's how you make mistakes. You should always follow through with every intention, even if it's a bad one. Maybe I don't know. Maybe that's not true. So I wrote this after reading a lot of too much of Bernard Cornwell. Some of you might know his Uhtred novels. They showed up in I think it's a BBC production called The Last Kingdom, which if you haven't seen on, I believe it's on Netflix, very worthwhile seeing. It tells the story of the reign of King Alfred the Great, who was probably was the first person, I think, in England to establish a serious library. And he was a very cultured and very civilized man living in a very crazy time, a very violent time. And so you can sort of learn a little bit about Alfred, who united all the counties of England into a state, and really was the first real over king of England. So without more ado, this is called The Hammer and the Cross, and it's sort of set in that time. Will a song about promises kept ever ring through a hall? Now the oath breaker's song, it's a curse down the years. It's the only song I know. With the hammer and the cross, when the lambs grew fat and the summers never were fair, but the reaping grows grim, where the reap hooks all our swords, and the harvest now has begun. And the blackened stones of our breached walls were all that remained. A cloud conquered the sun, all our shadows stolen away. Now our ashes ride with the wind. The brambles grew wild on the like the trust in a lost friend. Will a song about promises kept ever ring through a hall? Now the oath breaker's song, it's a curse down the years. It's the only song I know. A storm tumbled the pine, drove the oak leaves astray. When the long ships reached by the bay. The Hammer and the Cross. Okay, we're going to do a New Year's Eve poem for you, even though it's not New Year's Eve anymore. We miss that, but we'd like to wish you all a Happy New Year.
It's
And we'll see what comes in this new year. We're hoping for a better year, and we're hoping for a COVID-free summer, and so we can all go back to the life that we know and love. And in the meantime, we still have music. So this is by Alfred Tennyson. It's from a longer work called In Memoriam, which he dedicated to his closest friend Arthur Hallam, and it's called Ring Out Wild Bells. Ring out wild bells to the wild sky, the flying cloud, the frosty night. The year is dying in the night. Ring out wild bells and let him die. Ring out the old, ring in the new, ring happy bells across the snow. The year is going, let him go. Ring out the false, ring in the true. Ring out the grief that saps the mind. For those that hear, we see no more. Ring out the feud of rich and poor. Ring in redress to all mankind. Ring out a slowly dying cause and ancient forms of party strife. Ring in the nobler modes of life with sweeter manners, purer laws. Ring out the want, the care, the sin, the faithless coldness of the times. Ring out my mournful rhymes, but ring the fuller minstrel in. Ring out false pride, in place and blood, the civic slander and the spite. Ring in the love of truth and right. Ring in the common love of good. Ring out old shapes of foul disease. Ring out the narrowing lust of gold. Ring out the 1,000 wars of old. Ring in the 1,000 years of peace. Ring in the valiant man and the free, the larger heart, the kindlier hand. Ring out the darkness of the land. Ring in the Christ that is to be. Tennyson was a great writer of verse. He's very out of fashion, but he really knew how to do it. And that leads us to GNP.
Yes, and thank you for joining us. And I just want to mention, I know we have our usual friends who have joined us, and thanks for dropping us a line too. We'll comment back later. But we wanted to mention Joe Giglio, who had another wonderful show today. You need to spend your Sunday afternoons with Joe. He's on Facebook at 2 o'clock.
He's amazing.
He's amazing, and he's just plays better and better every single week. It's incredible. 2 o'clock, Facebook, Joe Giglio. You can see how he spells his name if you look at the comments.
Yes,
here.
it's Gigli.
Yes. And
And and Joe, if you're listening, I encourage you to post your ad on the 9 Mile Swamp page too.
Yes.
And that way our 9 Mile Swamp page friends can find you, since we rave about you every week, and they probably forget your name during the week, and we want to make sure they remember. Joe did a great thing today. He reminded me of Peter Schickley, who used to do a show on WAMC. He was playing these jazz chords, and the chords, and I can't remember the word. He had a word for what you call it when somebody writes a new song over old chord changes. And so he demonstrated how a couple of jazz songs, and ran it into the Flintstones melody. So it was really kind of fun. It was the kind of thing that Peter Schickley would have done. And Joe, I hope you do more of that, because you know a lot about jazz, and you know a lot that your audience would certainly enjoy.
Yeah.
But we sure enjoy the guitar playing, that's for sure.
Yes, and we have our usual people. We have Blaze is watching, who checked in during our sound check. Hey, Blaze.
Right.
And Michael.
That we surprised you.
Klein, of course. And Joe and Brian Knapp. Hi, Brian.
Hey, Brian. It's been a while. Nice to see you, Brian.
Dave Kearney and
Dave. Hi, Dave.
Janice and Albie and Edith Gerhards.
Oh, wow. So we have from all the way, halfway across the world from Germany. Nice to see you.
And all the way
Edith.
across
Thank
the
you for
country,
coming.
too.
That's right. Well, we've had people from Germany. We've played for people in England, and we've played for people as far away as Turkey, which is pretty darn exciting. What a world. This is called G&P, and this is my program when I run for president against whoever needs to be run against. My platform is we can save the planet if we stop buying so much crap, and we all have too much crap. That's kind of the theme of this song. It's not a great program to run on, but it's mine. Just a little time in the sun, so take a minute, free from the rain. We're in the middle, swept into the race. We should begin to soften the pace. We're caught up on a wheel, let's turn a better deal. I feel like slowing down. I feel like slowing down. It's an illusion, a product I need. They're all abstractions, those numbers I read. It's a delusion, the business must grow. And my reactions are starting to slow. We're running out of time, our tragedy unwinds. I feel like slowing down. I feel like slowing down. Life can be so simple, spending most of the time. Luxury or leisure, what's your bottom line? Look to your obsession, the shiny thing you hold. There is no possession, everything must go, yeah, it will surely go like this goes. Sifting hours, my honey and me. Golden voices go out from the tree. We see the flowers, we're seizing the day. We're making choices to do it this way. It's freedom from the wheel, with time enough to feel. Life is slowing down. You know I feel it slowing down. Take a minute, watch it unwind. The G&P is just a part of our minds. We're caught within the one database. You can feel it controlling the pace. Invested in our chips, our vital interest slips. I feel like slowing down. Feel like slowing down. Life can be so simple, spending most of the time. Luxury or leisure, what's your bottom line? Look to your obsession, the shiny thing you hold. There is no possession, everything must go. It will surely go, yeah. Everything must go, it will surely go. NP.
So which of those shiny things is going to go first?
Let's see. What are you wearing?
No, not mine.
Well, so, yeah, hey, Well, you don't want me to make it unshiny, do you?
Hey, Judith. Good to see you, maybe.
So this is called On a Summertide. And, okay.
Do harmonica or shaker? Tambourine or shaker?
And sometimes when you put a capo on a guitar with light strings, you have these little tuning issues, which is part of my war against capos, but here I am.
Yeah, while you're doing that, I'll just remind people also about Craig Ellis's show on streetjelly.com on Tuesday nights at 7 o'clock. He's on Facebook. You can go to streetjelly.com and find him there.
This is called On a Summertide. This is in memory of my friend Felix Drever. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
On a summertide, we were riding on the wind. We sang songs of mirth and power that would set the world to spin. On a summertide, we were carried by our light. We were proof against the darkness. We were fire in the night. On a summertide, there were voices in a stream, inspirations in a breeze. There was meaning to our dreams. There was whispering in the trees, reason in the sun, imagination in the mood. And if time was on the run, we'd run faster, breaking through. On a summertide, we spun freedom into form. We wove hearts and minds together in a rising summer storm. On a summertide, we swayed softly in the breeze, choosing sounds and words of kindness. We would gently rock the trees. On a summertide, there were voices in a stream, inspirations in a breeze. There was meaning to our dreams. There was whispering in the trees, reason in the sun, imagination in the mood. And if time was on the run, we'd run faster, breaking through. On a winter day, it is clear and oh so cold. There is space and time between us, and still so much left untold. On a winter day, I can see across the years, and though all my thoughts are barren, you will sometimes reappear. On a summertide, there were voices in a stream, inspirations in a breeze. There was meaning to our dreams. There was whispering in the trees, reason in the sun, imagination in the mood. And if time was on the run, we'd run faster, breaking through. We were proof against the darkness. We were fire in the night. On a summertide, alrighty. This brings us to our final song tonight. We'd like to thank you for turning out tonight and joining us in the 9 Mile Swamp. And I'll do another quick tune.
90.
this is an old Wambler song, as I said on one of the ads tonight. This is a song I used to play with the great Buck Dilley. People in Ulster County knew him as Stephen Curlinger, and he was such a fine guitar player and taught me so much. One thing about playing with good guitar players is you pick up a lot of things, and I've been very fortunate to play with some really great guitar players. And some a lot of great people, a couple amazing keyboard players, right? We did an album recently with Pete Levin, and I guess it's part of the joy of living in the Hudson Valley.
Yeah, you can pick up one of our CDs on our website, kurthenry.com or dognoseband.com.
Yep, something I can use that. I can read your lips and tell me we've crossed this bridge before, but I cannot see your face above the mighty waters roar. We've walked this road for far too many dusty summer days, and though I hate to say it, babe, I must be on my way, and I'm going all alone. I will make it on my own. I got nothing to atone for, and there's nothing more to say. I'm sorry, but it's true that I must believe in you. You're gonna find someone to follow in another brighter day. What can you say? You just can't see it. Who can you blame? Blame it on me. It's not the way you gave your love makes me want to go, and it's not the way you look at things or what you didn't know. It's a point of view I haven't found. It's a sign I barely read. It's a smile on the horizon that I've just begun to see. And I'm going all alone. I will make it on my own. I got nothing to atone for, and there's nothing more to say. I'm sorry, but it's true that I must believe in you. You're gonna find someone to follow in another brighter day. What can you say? You just can't see it. Who can you blame? Blame it on me. It's not that I'm ungrateful for the time you spent with me. I'm gonna miss you in the days and in the cold nights in between. And someday I'll come back to you, yeah, if you love me then. Just place a guard around your heart. I'm gonna break it once again. And I'm going all alone. I will make it on my own. I got nothing to atone for, and there's nothing more to say. I'm sorry, but it's true that I must believe in you. You're gonna find someone to follow in another brighter day. And what can you say? You just can't see. Who can you blame? Blame it on me. Thank you so much. We will see you next Sunday night right here in the 9 Mile Swamp. I'm Kurt and this is Cheryl, and it sure is a pleasure to play for you.
Yeah, thanks for dropping us a line. We certainly do our best to get back to you later. Happy New Year. stay well. We're so grateful you could make it. We hope to see you again Sundays at 7 p.m. on the 9 Mile Swamp page. And I hope you didn't miss Peruche, because